Welcome to the final battle. This is the conclusion to the epic mystery package saga. Or is it? And with that, welcome to part 3 of my ongoing series at this point. LEGO sends me a package I didn't order and now we all don't know what to do with it. If you are not familiar, let me quickly catch you up. A couple of weeks ago, at the beginning of December, LEGO sent me a package containing lots of sets. I made a video about it. It's the one with this thumbnail. Link is in the description. Where they sent me a package of $600 worth of sets, some of which I already had, some I didn't have. None I would have ordered, especially not directly from lego.com. It just showed up, I didn't order it, it had my phone number on it, so obviously it had some connection to my account. Then I reached out to LEGO multiple times and they tried their best to come up with a solution. They told me I could keep it, they told me I have to send it back, they went back and forth, they involved DPD, and this is where the second part of this story ended, right? It's the one with this thumbnail. Again, link is in the description. DPD is kind of a loose cannon. They're all over the place. Sometimes they just refuse to drive into my street. Sometimes they pretend I wasn't home when I was. And sometimes they don't leave a card. Sometimes they leave a card. Whatever they do, it's random. For me, I guess, I have no idea what's going on there. So that was LEGO's biggest mistake, right? Involving them. Because LEGO set up a date with them and they just do not care about the stuff that you have negotiated with them. They show up whenever they want. So they tried to collect the package on 2 separate occasions. Both times I wasn't home because I was at work, which I told LEGO. They knew, DPD knew, they just ignored it. So that was on December 18th. That was the last day when DPD planned to collect, told me about it the same day, and I just wasn't home. So there was no option, no possibility for me to get that package back to LEGO. So on December 17th, in the evening, I decided to send another email to LEGO complaining about DPD, right? Telling them, look, they just don't care what you negotiated with them. They just come up with their own dates. These are the ones. I'm not going to sort this out. I said, hey Goldie, maybe you remember Goldie from last time, yeah. Unfortunately, this is the last time she's involved in this. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. I hope she's well. So I said, hey Goldie, DPD sent me 2 emails. One, a couple of days ago, confirming the date we agreed upon, right? December 22nd. And then randomly one today, saying they'll show up later today. See screenshots attached. The same screenshots I showed you in the second part, I sent them to LEGO. They have them. I go on. They also have the card in my mailbox today saying they missed me. I showed you those cards as well. Yeah, because of course they did. I was at work. DPD is the worst shipping provider where I live. That's just true. And I'm sorry. Some of those guys are really nice. But, I mean, get your act together. Seriously. I continue. I absolutely refuse to deal with them and will not follow up with that card they left. Please sort this out yourself. Best Seth. This is not my responsibility, right? I don't see why I need to contact DPD to remind them of the day they agreed on with LEGO and then decide to make up their mind and come whenever they want. So that's not up to me. I absolutely refuse to take responsibility for that. That's up to LEGO. So in LEGO fashion, they reply 2 days later. I again changed all of the names of the LEGO customer service reps. I also, maybe you remember from part 2, I asked, can I show screenshots of the emails you sent? They just decided not to address that at all. So I'm going to give you a recap for them. I'm not going to show you them. You're just going to have to take my word for it. And if anybody's to blame, it's LEGO themselves. So Earl, again, changed. He says, dear Seth, yeah, he thanks me for reaching out. He says he's sorry that he hasn't been there for me. He says he's sorry that they have not been able to talk to me earlier. It's been a busy days. I understand it. It's December, right? Shortly before Christmas. And then he says he just set up a new pickup with DPD for December 22nd, which we agreed upon, right? And then he says, yeah, if I have any more questions, I can ask them. Good, that's nice, yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I wanted them to do. On December 19th, 3 days before that date, before I said I have time, I'm home, come pick it up. Well, then I looked at the address and the thing he set up with DPD, and that's not my address. I'm sorry, that just was wrong. That would have never worked. The zip code they used, the town they used, the street they used, none of them go together, and I just don't live there. So that made no sense, right? So I replied 8 hours later. That day I went to bed early. They sent their email around 9 p.m. I went to bed, I got up at 4 a.m. and I saw that and I immediately replied. Again, yeah, I could have done it earlier had I not gone to bed, but I didn't know they were going to write me, right? 2 days after I texted them. It's what it is. So here's my reply. I said, you set it up for the wrong address. It's Suffolk Roy, Subscribe Street, Thumbs Up, Will Come in Town. I gave them my real address. This is my real address. Also do the things that are in the address. And I continue, at which point exactly did I sign up for keeping a gigantic box in my living room for 3 weeks now and constant blunders? I did nothing wrong. Where can I send your invoice to? Best Seth. This is where I was, fed up. I now realized this is not going to happen before Christmas, and that's the deadline I set, right? I told them, look, I have a small apartment. I share this with my girlfriend. This box is a really, really big box, and it takes up most of my living room. I do not want to have this here for Christmas. And they understood that and tried to do something about it. Then again, yeah, their fault for involving DPD. And then their fault for not getting my address right, which is insane, frankly. It's in my lego.com account. It's really easy to do. Also, it's in one of the first emails I exchanged with them on this chain, right? This is the same ticket. It's always been the same ticket, which is, updated. Just go back. But none of them, every time the rep changes, they just, don't look at the stuff that went on before they had taken over from a colleague. And I don't understand it. What kind of work in practice is that? That just doesn't make any sense. So I, at this point, decided, okay, you know what? It's been, 3 weeks now? I gave you the chance to pick it up. I am now going to charge you for every single day I have to keep your package in store. Again, I know I can already see your comments. Chill. Look, I am not legally allowed to keep it. I have to give them the chance to pick it up. I'm trying, right? Good. Keep that in mind, please. Lego replies 2 days later on Christmas Eve with yet another service rep. This time it's Luke. Again, I changed the name. He says, yeah, he thanks me that I got back to them. Yeah, sure. I mean, I get back to you people a lot earlier than you do. Obviously, you don't care, which is fine. But then, this could have ended weeks ago. Just say I can keep the package. Jesus freaking Christ. I would have kept it and done since those were all adult sets and I didn't, you know how people feel about YouTubers and getting free stuff. I just want to point out I make $0 on these videos. I don't even have 500 subscribers. It's crazy you go for me, but I can take it. Shoot. The thing is, those were adult sets. I was going to keep them, do something with them, but I was going to do a donation, a $600, $500 donation for charity, just to offset that, right? And this could have been resolved weeks ago. Regardless, Lego says, yeah, thanks for getting back. They apologize for the inconvenience, and then they want another alternative date and another alternative time to pick it up on the updated address. So at least he looked at some of the emails. He also used a lot of emojis. There's a heart emoji, a Christmas tree emoji, praying hands emoji. He's the first one to do this, which I just find interesting. Again, thanks me for the patience. Oh, and now they've added another 1,500 points for my support. And they look forward to hearing from me. Also, they wish me a Merry Christmas, which is nice. Good. Christmas Eve. I reply the next morning, because this was late at night. This was like at night. And I say, Dear Luke, thanks for getting back to me before Christmas. I mean, technically still before Christmas. I'm home on December 29th and 30th. If you can get that arranged. I also ask a couple of questions. Is the DPD driver providing a label? Your colleague promised to send one but never did. Yeah, remember that happened with Goldie back in the day. Since it arrived open, should I tape it shut, or will DPD take care of that as well? Do you want me to pack it the way it originally was, or like a reasonable person, so that the rest that is undamaged remains undamaged? Remember, they put the weakest box at the bottom and then stacked stuff on top. It was crazy how they packaged that. And just by moving them around once, I quickly realized there was a really easy way in the same box to arrange them in such a way that none of them are being crushed. So totally possible. So I figured, okay, I'm a nice person, I'll ask them. I also ask, are you going to compensate me fairly for keeping your stock in store for what will then be at least 25 days? Merry Christmas, Seth. What do you think they said? And when do you think they'll reply? That was Christmas Eve, December 24th. Obviously, they don't reply immediately because it's Christmas and apparently they have other things to do. So what are the chances they will pick it up on December 29th or 30th? Slim to none. They reply on December 29th. Hi, Seth. They thank me for following up. They're again sorry. There's a lot of stuff coming in. There are a lot of tickets. I understand that. It's Christmas. They're trying to get back to everyone. It's just taking more time. Again, I understand that. Then he says something that puzzled me. He says that he attempted to set up a pickup for December 29th and then in parentheses, already over. So you haven't tried to set up. Or did you try on December 29th? And why did you think that would work? Okay. Or December 30th, looks like there are no available options for DPD at those days. So he offers me a list of new pickup dates. They are very interesting. I'll read them out loud and then I'll tell you in my next email why some of them are very questionable. So they talk about Thursday, January 1st, Sunday, January 4th, Tuesday, January 6th, Wednesday, January 7th, Thursday, January 8th, and Sunday, January 11th. They tell me that I should tape it up as best as I can. Remember, I asked, does the DPD driver provide that? No mention of the shipping label, by the way. And then he says something that, that really got me going. He says that he... when it comes to compensation, can't really do anything anymore for me because prior colleagues have already added like over 5,000 points, which is correct. It's not much more than 5,000. But then he says, this is above our maximum goodwill already. And I kind of freaking lost it at that. Their goodwill? Like, did I make a mistake? Am I trying to apologize for something? Why do I need their goodwill? They, as usual, tell me to have a nice day. Questions, concerns, yeah. I should have a bricktacular day. Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. Fantastic. I replied the next morning because I'm not that insane. That was again at midnight. So yeah, 8 hours later, 9 hours later, I sent the following email. And keep in mind, at this point, I'm not willing to play nice anymore. So I say, hi Alex, again, changed. Thank you for your email. I highly doubt DPD will do anything on national holidays, January 1st or 6th. Here, where I live in Austria, both January 1st, New Year's Day, always a national holiday. Same goes for December 6th. I think it's Three Kings Day, right? So those are national holidays. DPD doesn't work on those days. Or Sundays, January 4th or 11th. In Austria, most people do not work on Sundays, and that includes DPD. There's no shipping going on Sundays. So out of the, 6 days he offers, 4 are national holidays or Sundays. So they just don't work. That's not possible. Anyway, I say I'm back at work on January 8th. So really the only date I can offer is Wednesday, January 7th. From the list, I chose the one date that would have worked. And it only worked because at the school I teach, Wednesday, January 7th was still... Technically, it would have been the first day back to school, but for us, since we have a dorm and stuff, it's January 7th. So it's January 8th. So January 7th would have worked. I continue, and now things are getting interesting. As far as goodwill is concerned, I think you misunderstand. You're not doing me a favor. You made a costly mistake you're trying to rectify. I offered you my help, which you then readily accepted, and subsequently used up all of my goodwill. You will be charged for every single day I had to keep your package stored in my apartment for over a month now. Please provide a billing address, best Seth. That was on December 30th. I then do not hear back until January 7th. Again, the date I told them they could come pick up their package. What do you think happened? They didn't even talk to DPD this time. I mean, I understand that. I don't want to talk to DPD either. They're insane. But why give me a list, give me options, I pick an option very much in time, and then just not do anything with it. I don't understand that. So they write again on January 7th in the afternoon, early evening. They thank me for my patience. They have been busy. Again, understand that. And then they say something which really makes me feel like they don't read anything. This email is from Andrea, a new person again. Andrea did not read any of the other emails. She says, it's regrettable that you've had such a difficult time getting this order returned. What? What order? Their email queue is a week behind. I don't care. I didn't order anything. I'm not trying to return anything. How do you still not understand that? I don't get it. I'm sorry. She continues, yeah, she'll try to assist me, schedule another collection. And then she says, you know what? Call us. You call us. It's easier for us if you call us. And then she gives me a phone number and tells me when they are available. They want me to call them to arrange a collection for something they effed up. What? Again, they apologize and they weren't able to coordinate the collection. Obviously not. And then, yeah, so holidays. But you know what? The phone advisor, they can help. Just call them. You, Seth, you just call them. Have them sort it out. And then have your order returned. Right? I mean, I fucking lost it. Sorry. I reply 15 minutes later, as I do. Dear Andrea, thank you for your email. Just to clarify, in this scenario, I'm not a customer. If anything, you are. Your employer may want to look at their work practices if you cannot separate something they asked for from actual everyday customer service. Right? They wanted this, not me. Subsequently, there's no order I wish to return, as I never ordered the package in question. Thank you very much for providing a phone number. I shall give you a ring once my work responsibilities permit it. All the best, Seth. I have to say, I had a lot of work. So even if I wanted to, I don't. I couldn't have gotten around to calling them and setting this up. And I'm not willing to. This is ridiculous. Why do I need to call them? I'd like to remind you, they have my phone number. It's on the package they sent. They can just call me if they want to do that. Why do I have to jump through these hoops? I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless. So that was on January 1st. It's now January 26th. I haven't called them. They have not reached out since. Lego, if you want your package back, you still can. It's yours. Legally, it's still yours. If you want to pick it up, come pick it up. If you want to arrange something with DPD, do. I don't recommend that, but you can. Call me, you have my phone number. I'll answer. I'll talk to you. No problem. But don't make me jump through any more hoops. I kind of had it with this. Also, where's my replacement poster? I'm still waiting for my poster. That has nothing to do with anything, but where's my poster? Regardless. Maybe they watch this video, maybe they don't. I have decided to keep the package just in my basement now, which I can only do now, because I'm gonna take out the stuff that was on my balcony, which, went into the basement for winter, and I have space down there. So yeah, starting next week, maybe I can charge you a little less per day if I keep it in the basement, in comparison to keeping it in my living room. I'll absolutely keep you posted on any new developments. I think they're just gonna run out the clock, not do anything about this, and then at some point legally, package will be mine, at which point we'll discuss this again. We'll talk about charities. I already have one in mind. We'll get this sorted so that something good will come out of this. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't. Watch some of my other videos. That would be really good. I need some more watch time for my monetization process. We're getting closer to 500 subscribers. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. And thank you so much for checking this out and watching stuff until the end, right? That's really helpful. Leave a comment. What do you say? Anything? Do you still have words? Do you want to blame me for this? Go ahead. I can take it. I see you very soon. Until then, bye-bye. Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.